Jaima, let's talk about dragons. It literally just turned to the lunar day of the fiery serpent. We are in the full moon portal. It's a pink full moon. It's Hanuman's birthday. There's so many things happening. And also, my mom gave me a pink, if you can see that, right there. There's a pink rose quartz dragon. Do you see all that energy happening over there? There's a pink, my mom gave me a pink rose quartz dragon out of nowhere. And ever since she gave me that crystal, I have worked with dragons for a very long time. And my dragon actually transformed from a guide that I had that was a huge, like, earth-sized boa constrictor. And when I was in rehab, actually, she transformed into a white dragon. And that was my first introduction to like dragons in astral. And that was before I got into all of this and I even knew what that meant. I always kind of knew I had like this secret world going on around me that I didn't talk to people about. So it wasn't weird for me to like suddenly see a dragon. But as I got to know the star seeds and my peoples, I noticed that a lot of us have a connection to dragons. And some of our desires, they don't feel like ambition. They don't feel like something that you want. It feels almost like a homesickness. Some of our desires feel like this slow, dull, constant ache. It's almost like your soul is aching for something that it already knows, that it has experienced before, and it's just kind of like yearning for. And if you have been feeling this way about dragons, if you are thinking about them, daydreaming about them, dreaming about them, actually dreaming about them, yearning for them, sensing them, it's different. It's not, you're not making it up, I guess is what I'm saying. It's not just something that's in your head. I think the imagination has been weaponized in our culture where people think it's just this trivial thing that is subject to our ego, and some of it is. But if you have a specific like yearning in your heart for maybe a star, a constellation, or a dragon, or something that like you have had no actual physical interaction with, you're remembering that yearning feeling, that longing, that ache is actually your soul's remembrance of what like your consciousness doesn't really have an experience for. So Sri Ramakrishna, like one of the most amazing embodiments of Divine Mother on this planet, like one of the most amazing, most magical star beings that wore a human avatar and walked on this earth. He used to say that yearning is like the dawn before the sun rises. When like a human's heart starts to yearn for God, then like you, as much as you, when you see that little peak of light right before the sun comes up, when you see it, you know the sun's coming. Like there's no doubt in your mind of what happens next, you know? So when you are yearning for something, that's really like the dawn of the sunrise. So if your heart is aching for something and like just this dull, constant pull, then you know what's coming next. Dragons are coming next. The yearning itself isn't the dragon yet. It's not the full light. It's not the goal. You haven't reached it yet, but the yearning is that little light right on the top of the horizon. So you can trust that pull in your heart, and you can really go into it. Yearn with your whole heart. Don't like keep pushing it out of your mind or thinking like this is stupid or trivial or not real. Like let your heart really yearn for what you know in your consciousness is true. So what we call desire, especially the desires that seem to come from nowhere, is really the language of the subtle body. And the subtle body is about 4 to 6 weeks ahead of our physical world. So if you are yearning for something, it's usually because your subtle body is already experiencing it. The subtle body is beyond like a linear space-time conception, so it is a rough translation, but the subtle body is usually 6 weeks ahead of where we are in this physical realm. And as it's going through its experience, because it is connected to us in this physical world, it will come to us as a desire. So in like manifestation, they talk about like just get in alignment with your desire and kind of get out of the way. Because one of the things you can do is receive a desire for something, receive a yearning for something, and it's because your subtle body is like, it's sending it your way, but then you get so angry and butthurt about not experiencing it right then and there, you can knock yourself out of alignment from receiving it at all. Desire isn't just a craving, it's a signal. And if, in the case of dragons, if you're desiring dragons, it's a signal that something ancient wants you just as badly as you want it. So out of all of the sentient civilizations that we share this dimension with, that we have channeling contact interactions with through meditation, or through astral projection, or through remote viewing, or through just direct contact. Out of all of those different groups, I would say the Sirian star system is the most advanced when it comes to dragon riding. And this is where most beings from all over the galaxy come to learn dragon riding. And in their history, a dragon doesn't choose you for any other reason besides frequency, besides being like kin. The dragon and the rider have already bonded on a soul level. The bond is very old. The call is mutual. The desire you feel towards dragons is also dragon's desire to connect with you. As strange as this might sound, a dragon doesn't let itself be ridden out of just submission. Really wanted me to explain this, and there's not really like a translation in physical language for what they're explaining. It's not like they submit to their rider. They say it's more like a precision. It's not submission, it's precision. Dragon is a vast elemental force. They're not animals. A dragon is more like a current. And when a rider is chosen, it's because that rider has the capacity to focus on the flame. It's a sacred dance. You become the anchor, they become your wings. You're like Shiva, they're like the Shakti. A dragon is really the flow through the nadis of the Divine Mother. When you see a ley line, the current running through a ley line itself is a dragon. A ley line literally is a dragon, right? So, it's hard to put these things in words, but like Divine Mother's Shakti, if you were like the blood flowing through the veins of the Mother of the Universe, it literally is dragon. So here is the point that not many people talk about, especially on this platform. In Sirian temples, before someone is allowed to ride a dragon, they undergo a very intense, very immersive soul merging. It's about, in Earth years, it would be about 7 years of this training. And it translates to becoming flame, not becoming the flame. They're also very specific about this. It's not becoming the flame, it's becoming flame. It's like becoming the element of fire itself. So the initiate will soul link with the dragon realms during this immersive, during becoming flame. It doesn't sound so clumsy in Syrian. It sounds clumsy in English. But during this immersive training, They will soul link with the dragon realms. She will begin to breathe their breath. She'll begin to breathe dragon breath. She'll sleep in the dreaming fields of the dragons. She will live in telepathic communication with their thoughts, with their hive mind, with their like group, collective consciousness, their movements, their hearts. Everything becomes one. Only then is she allowed to fly. Okay, now I'm gonna share something that might sound wild, but stay with me. A few years ago, when I was working with dragons and channeling within their consciousness, they showed me that the closest creature on earth to their true anatomy, is not what you would expect. It is a platypus. Why, you may ask? I asked the same question. A platypus? You see like this big, magnificent, radiant creature, and you do not think platypus. That might be the last thing you think, but a platypus is actually a living paradox. So it is exceedingly consistent. It lays eggs. It has mammalian milk. It has reptilian features. It has a sixth sense that lets it see through electrical currents. And its reproductive system is multi-pronged and ancient. Platypus is basically a glitch in the matrix. And that's exactly how dragons show up when they show up in 3D, squeeze into 3D. I would say it's more like a squeezing. So dragons are not bound by form. They are serpentine, mammalian, avian, reptilian, all at once. And I'm probably forgetting some. A platypus is like a cosmic breadcrumb. It's like a little reminder that some beings don't fit in one category because they come from places beyond categories. For the past few months and building, and I think it happened around the same time last year too, so maybe I should start keeping track of this stuff, but it's building. I've been getting flooded with the dragon energy again. I've been having the visions again, seeing the rituals again, receiving the names again, and it's just coming and coming and coming. So I'm trying to take the things that apply to our realm the most, to apply to beings within physicality, and squeeze them into like a practical, applicable practice series called the Sirian Dragon Protocol. So to help people who have this yearning, who have this ache to reconnect with their own dragon bond. I know how important that is. And I know how this world can trivialize it. It won't all be on YouTube. This platform is not ready for that. This platform isn't ready for the deeper work. But if you're feeling the call, if your subtle body is already merging with the dragon consciousness, then come join us at the well. That's where the hidden chamber will really be opening. That's where we will begin relearning, remembering things like how to feed your dragon, feeding the dragon, anointing the dragon, syncing with your dragon using the ancient inner temple practices. It's sacred, it's devotional, it's weird, it's wonderful. And if the flame inside you is flickering right now, you've already been chosen, boo. You're not late. You're not crazy. You're not imagining it. The dragons are literally circling you. If you are gotten this far in this video, the fact that you're hearing this, that's your invitation right there.